Hi, I'm Eric Bolling in for Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching this special edition of the O'Reilly Factor Election 2016. Let's get straight to our top story. Another round of name-calling and accusations of bigotry between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. Last night, Trump doubled down on comments he made earlier this week, calling Hillary Clinton a bigot.
She is a bigot because you look at what's happening to the inner cities. You look at what's happening to African Americans and Hispanics in this country, where she talks all the time. She's selling them down the tubes because she's not doing anything for those communities. She talks a good game, but she doesn't do anything.
She has hatred or
her policies are bigoted.
Her
policies are bigoted because she knows they're not going to work.
But you're saying she is personally bigoted.
Oh, she is. Of course she is. Her policies, they're her policies. She comes out with the policies, and others that believe like she does also. But she came out with policies over the years. This is over the years, long time. She's totally bigoted.
Meantime, Hillary Clinton leveled a scathing attack of her own, saying Trump's campaign is built on prejudice and paranoia.
In just this past week, under the guise of outreach to African Americans, Trump has stood up in front of largely white audiences and described black communities in such insulting and ignorant terms. Poverty, rejection, horrible education, no housing, no homes, no ownership, crime at levels nobody has seen. Right now, he said, you can walk down the street and get shot. Those are his words. But when I hear them, I think to myself, how sad. Donald Trump misses so much.
Joining us now from Houston, Horace Cooper, a senior fellow at the Conservative Heartland Institute, and from Los Angeles, Leo Terrell, an attorney and liberal activist. Leo, let's start with you. In that soundbite we played with Anderson Cooper, Trump mentioned her policies 6 separate times. So are you saying, is Hillary Clinton, are the left saying that Donald Trump is calling Hillary a bigot or her policies a bigot? Bigoted.
Eric, Donald Trump doesn't know the definition of the term bigot. There is no way in the world you cannot get any of the mainstream Republicans. You don't hear any Republicans on Capitol Hill supporting Donald Trump's definition of the term bigoted as it applies to Hillary Clinton. It doesn't make sense. It's inapplicable. He's absolutely without any fact base. Now, on the other hand, that Hillary Clinton speech, Eric, was fact-based. Donald Trump's attack of a federal judge, his attack against Muslims, his discrimination lawsuit that blacks have filed against him for housing discrimination. There is a factual blueprint of discrimination of Donald Trump against other groups. And let me be very clear to Mr. Trump. I have a house. I have a good job.
You know what, Leo, you do.
So
but let me just throw some statistics out. Under President Obama, and he's a Democrat, Hillary's a Democrat, black household income under Obama down. Black home ownership down. Black poverty at a staggering 26.2%. That's the highest it's been in decades. Under President Obama, that means 1 in 4 African Americans in America are living in poverty. That's a Democrat policy. That could be seen
Eric, he
bigoted.
broad-stroked every African American in his speech. African Americans do not worry about being shot when they go home. African Americans have jobs. He broad-stroked every single African American. It was disingenuous.
All right, let me bring Horace. Horace, go ahead. What am I missing here? Am I wrong in anything I've said here?
First of all, the very clip you showed, Hillary went through a litany of lies. It is true that black Americans are underhoused and they have been on a decline for 10 years. It is true that there's an elevated crime wave that we're experiencing, and it's primarily blacks who are suffering as a result. Wages are down. Opportunities for school are down. Absolutely. And it is good that finally someone is standing up and telling the truth. Romney didn't do it. McCain didn't do it. Somebody needed to stand up and explain that the policies that the left and the progressives have been pushing are bigoted because they don't assume there's any possibility for improvement.
You should be ashamed of yourself. Why don't you answer Eric's question?
For telling the truth?
Is Hillary Clinton a bigot? Is Hillary Clinton a bigot? Answer that question, please.
Leo, hold on,
Hillary Clinton a bigot?
Gentlemen, please. I posed the question, and I pointed out to you, Leo, that in that soundbite, Trump says her policies. He didn't say she's a bigot. He did once, but he said 6 separate times her policies can be deemed bigoted.
Respectfully,
Okay,
Eric, Anderson
I
Cooper
wanna
is
just...
asking personally. Are you referring to her personally? He said yes.
And then he went on to explain right after that 6 separate times saying it's her policy.
Eric, don't you find it odd? Don't you find it odd that Paul Ryan, Mitch McConnell, no one has attacked Hillary's speech of yesterday? You know why? Because they agree with her.
Let's stay on Trump for a second.
Hillary
Guys, please. Horace, answer me this. School choice. Donald Trump is in favor of school choice. Hillary Clinton's in favor of protecting the teachers union, keeping things as they are. Which would be better for the African-American community?
School choice is the #1 civil rights movement for blacks in the 21st century. Now, Hillary was an elected official. She was a senator. What bill has she ever introduced that has had any kind of positive impact for blacks? She can talk in a folksy drawl. She can sing a little folk songs every now and then when she talks to black people. Her policies have never. Her husband was a Fulbright scholar, and he said that when he was a governor, he was looking at Fulbright as one of his mentors.
Excellent
a man
talking
who
points that
filibustered
have
the
nothing
civil rights
to do
movement.
with this topic. This topic is about whether or not Hillary laid out a factual blueprint of Donald Trump racism. And what about, Mr. Cooper, what about the alt-right group, this extreme right-wing group that has been incorporated in Breitbart?
Are you referring to the KKK endorsement of Hillary Clinton and the nearly $20,000 that she has not given back from KKK members? This is the record of this individual.
So you're not going to acknowledge anything of Trump's misgiving. Donald Trump claimed on national TV he didn't know who David Duke is. You really believe that, sir? You really believe that? And you still have not answered the question.
I'm looking at Hillary Clinton's record. She was a senator from New York, and yet we now see the poverty that blacks are experiencing in New York City, and she did nothing.
Let me throw one more out here, guys. I don't have a lot of time, but let me throw one more out here. Let's talk about crime and law enforcement. Now, Donald Trump has said he's the candidate in favor of, he's the law enforcement candidate, in fact, he says. Who's most likely to be victims of crime in the inner cities? I'll start with you, Leo. Is it African Americans or whites?
I'll tell you exactly what it is. I'll tell you, it depends on the city. It depends on community-based police. I live in the city of Los Angeles, Eric, and I don't worry about being shot, as Donald Trump said.
Not true.
I lived in Los Angeles all my life. I don't worry about being shot at all.
Okay, Horace?
Okay. All right. See, this is part of the reason why we don't get the truth told. The Center for Disease Control lists homicide as the #2 cause of death for black men. It has been an elevated season of criminality, and the victims have been overwhelmingly black in our inner cities, and Hillary has no solution. None whatsoever.
As an African-American, Mr. Cooper, you should be ashamed of yourself. Mr. Cooper, you should be ashamed of yourself
for not being willing to tell the truth.
Because of the fact of what is happening with Donald Trump's comments.
Thank you, guys. Very heated debate. Thank you.